You go to school, you go to college, you apply for jobs, and you realize there's none there. Now, I've already done a video about how college doesn't guarantee you a job, how going to college doesn't guarantee you a job. But I was watching this video yesterday and I realized something. This girl, she got a job, I think in the tech industry, and then she got laid off either within the first 6 months or under a year. And it made me realize something that I think a lot of us either already know or already feel. Careers are dead. The idea of me, working for the government for 40 years to get my pension, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to go right out of school, go work for a place and then collect a pension. Pensions are dead, careers are dead, company loyalty is dead. Today my mom was telling me, Caleb, a company can just lay you off anytime. They can just lay you off. It doesn't matter. You can just get what you want out of them. And I was like, is this like some kind of, I can't even compare it to a situationship. This is just dark. We've entered a dark stage where everyone's cynical, and I'm not here to preach some prosperity of there's jobs for you, jobs for you. If you want to hear about jobs, just go to a Trump rally or something. I don't know where to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And I think this is just a complete 180 from what baby boomers experienced. They didn't have this notion that, oh man, I don't know if my job is safe next month or next year. Oh wow, I don't know how long we're gonna last. And as someone who's worked in places with high turnover rates, it's actually ridiculous. Just every month, new people. I don't know what to tell people to give them a sense of optimism. Because I think in this chapter, Gen Z, millennials, and Gen Alpha is going to be brought up into this BS too. And I can't even do anything to protect them. I got to worry about myself. I got my own stuff I got to worry about. And I think with this whole careers are dead, we're going to have to find alternative means of making money. Whether it be you got to do Uber, or you got to cut hair, or you got to do some freelance. And I don't think people are preparing themselves for these things. I don't think people are preparing for this new economy that we're entering into. And it's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, the more I think about the modern economy, the more I think of like medieval Europe or something, where there's just like a lord of the house, and you got everybody under the lord, and you just work on the land and then you die. Like you just boom, you're 6 feet under. I don't really think of this dynamic free market that responds to changes. No, not as long as we got people up in Wall Street and Washington just cycling through whatever big bank wants to do whatever. I don't see that changing anytime soon. And it's weird because I'm not here to tell you that work fulfills you or it's great. But I think having a career, at least traditionally, gave you a sense of identity and gave you a sense of community, where the idea that your employer was a place where you could go to work, you get paid enough to pay your bills, pay your mortgage, go to Disney World once a year, stuff like that. Stuff like that most people would say that this is a good American life. Where now, we don't even agree on what is an American, right? We don't agree on anything. And I might make a video on how people don't agree on anything anymore. What is truth? What is what? Who knows? But I think with the death of a career kind of marks the death of a lot of things, The death of really that transition from moving out of your parents to starting something new, starting something in a new city. Because now you have people like me, like I did this. Like I can't say, oh, this is like some theoretical thing. I do this. Now when I apply for jobs hundreds at a time. Like at what joke is this? At what joke is this? And it's not like, and trust me, this is gonna feel very similar to my last video that I did a few days ago. But with the death of a career, it's kind of like when people ask, oh, what do you do for work? I don't even know what to tell them, man. Because I'm in between a layoff and just and unemployment. Like I'm just in between layoffs. That's really what I'm going, is in between this. And no, I have not been laid off, thank God. But that doesn't mean I'm safe. My friends have gotten laid off. I've talked about that before too. And I just know it's just a matter of time before I don't know what it's going to take for things to get better. I don't know what it's going to take for people to acknowledge, or if they haven't already acknowledged things. I don't know how many people are talking about this. Like, I don't know. Like, these are thoughts that I think of. Like, these are thoughts like, man, like, is it like, am I on like veteran difficulty or something? I mean, your boy may have spawned in on veteran difficulty. That is the plight of an African. You spawn in on veteran difficulty. But no, I'm not even like, in all seriousness, I'm thinking, was it always this way? Did people always, like, did it really always take months and months and months and months just to find something? And it's not even like, something that's worth, like, it's not even a promotion. It's kind of just getting by. I don't know. We've entered the survival mode era where, okay, you can't expect security in your career. You really can't expect security if your mode of income is unstable. That trickles down to other parts of your life where you just don't, where maybe your social, romantic, friendship, relationships, because you're worried about work, you're oh my gosh, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, I can't go out, I can't do this, I got a budget, I got to. And then it's like your sense of community involvement, if you're always just trying to grasp onto one thing, you're not really planted. And I don't know what people want to do, because it's weird with the death of a career. It's so weird because I think this is just the logical conclusion of the Industrial Revolution, or whatever you want to call it. But this whole 9 to 5 thing, as long as you got gig workers, as long as you got people kind of doing freelance, it's not going to operate the same way it has for the last 80 years. And I think, honestly, this is where, if I were to give you a beacon of hope, some change in hope, Obama '08, if I were to give you some of that, I would say that this may be an opportunity to be flexible, to be malleable, to try things you may have never tried before. Because with people doing freelance, people doing this, you have the opportunity to build up a network. I know people like dog walking. Like, that's like, not that I'm here to give solutions, but I'm just giving an example. Dog walking, people will pay money for you to walk their dog. Trust me, my neighbor, they pay a lot of money. I know there's this girl that comes up to my neighbor's house and she drives a nice Chevy for walking dogs. So while it might feel like, oh my gosh, I can't get security from this and that, there's also another way of looking at it is, you could start an Etsy shop, start an eBay thing. My friend, she's starting embroidery. Well, my friend, her and her husband are starting embroidery, and your boy's their employee. I am the star employee. And so I think that's kind of what, like, it's the death of a career. Like, careers are dead. And if you want to work your 40-year career and get your pension, this Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and millennials, we did not get that. That's not the world we live in. But if you want to be flexible, if you want to create your own business, if you want to start something new, create content, try to dog walk, whatever, that might be more of what you need, because that's kind of the world we're in now, and that's kind of where I think things are going. Thanks for watching this video. If you like, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Also, shout out to my brother Lafayette for reacting. Thank you so much. I'm very excited just for this chapter of all the content we're making. My socials will be linked down below and at the end of this video. Thank you so much.